One was 102 and one was 110%. So both would give us internet banking and ACH at no charge. Profile is offering some possible benefits for town employees. One of their stipulations is that employees do direct deposit type accounts, and that really isn't an option we can currently offer. We may be able to in the future.
Who's that one?
Profile.
Okay.
So, and then Meredith Village Savings is willing to give us a $250 credit towards our first order of checks, and that's about what they cost us. So that would help.
How about your being able to get to these banks with?
Well, both of them are obviously Profiles Wakefield, and Meredith Village Savings is in Wolfboro.
And TD Bank is?
TD Bank is in Wolfboro. So remember, it's Diana and Virginia and I that do deposits. So we're all going to Wolfboro now, so don't say that would continue to be a problem.
Maybe you'll have to take the boat to Meredith.
So those are the two I have. Citizens and people still have to get back to me. They've had a month, but that's okay, we're patient. So I think that's it for me for this evening.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Clifton City's going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Administrative assistant.
I received an email from Susan Warren, who contacted me regarding booking dates for the Brookfield Craft Fair. And they've decided on December 3rd, Saturday. So I sent her an event form. I emailed her an event form to fill out. And gave her the Dan Soros phone number because they wanted to know who to open. You know, other thing, I just need you to sign the MS1. I know we were talking about it. So, I need you to sign this.
These telephone poles have set us back. The school district's already completed their work with Jeannie Sams on tax rate.
Huh?
But I haven't been able to get my hands on a copy yet.
And the only thing that else I had was already on your list to announce under new business.
Yep. Yeah, I already covered the MS1 extension, the tax rate, and meeting with Jeannie Sams.
Next week I will be in a statutes class, my part 2 to part 1 that I took, so I will be closed on Wednesday.
And you will notify the website, et cetera.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll post it so everybody knows. I'll be there Thursday, so.
Just need the date.
Yeah. And that's it?
Well, then how about the assessor clerk?
No.
You mean you don't want to talk about telephone poles?
I'm glad you guys covered that.
How many are there, did they say?
Telephone poles?
No, just curious.
I don't think it.
We just have a value.
Yeah, it's just a value. I don't think it just says poles, row, and conduit, and that's it. Do you want to look at the card?
No. What did they say, 90,000?
That was after last night's meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we just let them submit a notice because...
I'm just telling you what it was.
Got it. Ag Commission. Anything?
No.
Cable Committee.
Huh?
Cemetery trustees are not here. Code Enforcement Officer.
Yes.
Come on, Eddie, let's liven it up.
Oh, I won't disappoint.
I'm not taking down the treehouse.
2 big permits, both for metal roof. One on map 10 lot 7 and the other is map 2619.
Now we're charging people to get permits to change, to redo their roof?
We've always had, if they change from, you can repair.
One material to
like
the other.
kind.
Okay.
And that's about it for that excitement.
Ooh, yeah.
I have this
You know
video.
what changes the tax rate in the house?
What's that?
Metal roof to
Selectmen?
asphalt ceiling.
Yes, it does.
One of you
It
would like
does,
to
when
read
they
that?
do their
That would be
pickups,
great.
they'll do
Which
that
is more?
next year.
Metal.
Oh, don't say that, I'm one of them.
It's the fourth one this fall.
Yeah, metal
Yeah.
roofs, metal
Everybody's
roofs are
panicking
more,
because-
add more value to, than shingles do.
Great.
Metal roofs also outlast shingles.
So if one of you would care to read that?
To the Board of Selectmen, Town of Brookfield. You want me to read it?
I don't read this. I don't think we should read it at all. I think we should tell him he needs to withdraw this.
From Ed Nason. This letter is to inform you that I will be resigning my position as code officer, building inspector immediately. The reason for my resignation has nothing to do with the town itself, but the state of New Hampshire and its adoption of a statewide code. I would be glad to fill the role of support only, no office hours, until you hire another person or December 31st, whichever comes first. I would also like to be involved with the screening of the possible new person. What new code?
I was gonna
Well,
ask.
it's not new code, it's just that since they've adopted it, what is happening, prior to the state adopting a statewide code, there was no state code, it was individual towns. And the code officers had the ability to use some common sense, and they had justification to do so.
Are you talking building or code?
Building,
Okay.
which encompasses quite a bit of regulation. So, for instances, prior to that, most building codes said head clearance, this is one thing that really drives me crazy, that head clearance down a stairwell has to be 6'8",
Yes.
but they build 6'6" interior doors. So common sense would say
Head
that you
clearance
can
6'6".
allow 6'6", because they've changed the stair rise run formula, that the stairs are drawn out further and to help people up. Well, that would be fine prior to the state code. But now, the state code is a minimum, and we're not to vary from that. Common sense basically gone out the window, and it opens me up personally to liability as a personal code enforcer. They could sue the, if I make that decision and somebody gets hurt, and they sue the town, then they can sue me. And it just, I've become a no person, telling people that you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's frustrated me to no end, and
It's that international building code.
yeah, they've literally taken common sense out of it.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, but,
So what's that got to do with the code enforcement officer portion of it?
well, it's,
They're separate entities.
yeah, but if you walked in my shoes for a while, 90% of the code enforcement is enforcing the building code.
No, that's the building inspector issue.
Well, I would be glad to chase somebody down for doing something wrong if you'd like me to, but it's dealing with the building code's frustrating me. The classes I would try, joining the New Hampshire building officials, they hold their meetings on Thursday mornings. I'm sorry, but my blood pressure's worth more than $14 an hour.
Okay.
But I'm, like I said, it has nothing to do with the town. I will do everything I can to help find a good person that's willing to take up that job. So,
They don't just walk in off the street, Ed.
I know.
It calls for a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, well, I would recommend that whoever you hire takes my place at the New Hampshire Building Officials Association and gets as much as they can.
What do other people in our town, are they similarly frustrated as you are? or-
Looking for a
No,
job?
because most of them take the position of, this is what the book says and that's that. I fought most of it for the most of my career, respectfully.
I can say Wakefield is very over.
Staunch.
Yeah, he's overly crazy. We did a roof in Wakefield. It was a 12 pitch, and he was requiring 2x12 Doug fir on 12-inch centers.
Mhm.
Do you know what kind of load that'll carry? It's insane for this area.
That pitch.
2x12 Doug fir on a 12 pitch could be 24 inches and still be able to maintain any load that's in this state. We finally got him to agree because we could get engineering to prove that 16 on center would hold it. So, I mean, we had to go through a hoopla just to get it to 6, because the extra cost of doing it on 12-inch centers is astronomical for a homeowner, especially requiring Doug fir. So, I understand.
Live
I don't
free or
like
die.
it,
That's
but I
the motto,
understand
right?
it. How about if we modify this? Instead of immediately, because that
Well, you
means
know what, that
means
just-
that no, because immediately means the moment we agree to accept this,
Well, really,
it means when you walk out that door, you're no longer a code enforcement officer. You're only going to be in a advisory capacity. So, what if we amended this to say until December 31st? Or we hire somebody and you can hand off the flag, whichever comes first. Because you've already agreed to stick it out until the 31st.
Right, yeah, it's not.
So if
like
you
I said,
stay in
it's
the
not
role-
the townspeople, it's not working for you guys, although you can be kind of rough at times. It's,
What?
no further comment. I'm willing to budge a little bit.
Why don't you revise this letter, Ed, and then we'll consider it.
Have the 31st as your last day, or until the person that we can hire gets trained.
All right,
And we'll put the advertisement in the paper right away.
all right, I'll do that.
Thank you. Not for us, for the town.
That's the only reason I took the job. I'm trying to keep common sense in Brookfield, but
I would like to go on the record stating that as the building inspector, code enforcement officer, Eddie has donated probably 98% of his time to this job since he's taken it. Even after threatening that he had to take a paycheck. So I can honestly say that in my view, he did it for the love of the town, not for the paycheck that it came with. Because he really hasn't taken one. So, but
all right, I'll redo it.
thank you.
I'll have it in your mailbox tomorrow morning.
That's it.
But other than that, all things are kind of quiet in the code office.
Yeah, well, for right now, that's really good. But, no.
January 1st, we'll have a ton of building.
Very reluctant to accept something like that, Ed. only
I'm
because
sorry, but,
We will do everything we can to support you and protect you from liability.
yeah.
And as an
I'll-
employee of the
I'll-
town, you do fall under the liability
And we have
insurance.
insurance on it.
Yes, I do know that.
But you're right. In
Okay.
today's world, they can sue the town, they can sue you individually, they can.
And having the town being the, back when it was the town's decision on what code to follow, then that was okay.
Yeah, common sense played a role.
If I vary from the state in its code, then I don't get a lot, but when I get attorneys calling, they want to know what code was in effect on this day and when that particular house was built, because people, and it's been, in the past year, there's been 3 phone calls on 3 separate occasions from attorneys asking about codes on different dates, which is when these particular houses were built, because their client has fallen down the stairs. So what does that tell you? They're looking for somebody to sue. They want to make sure that, and it's just, I'm not a sue-happy person, I wouldn't do it, and I don't want to be involved.
Yeah, but
There are people out there that do.
they're all looking
Yep.
for that easy buck.
Yep.
They want somebody else's money because they don't want to go earn it themselves.
So,
Another question which may or may